Hey guys. Um, okay. MLA, we struggled a little bit. So this week, if you would like to fix your grade on your MLA assignments, you have to come meet with me. So if you meet with me and we go over it, so I know you're understanding MLA, then I can fix your grade. Okay. If you're quarantined, just email me if you want to do that and we'll set up a Zoom call. So I'll try to get those finished grading this weekend. So that's my plan. But we kind of struggled with a lot. Okay, a couple other things that we struggled with, like capitalizing. So first off, remember that this still is like an English class, right? So I have to care about certain things. One is like that you're using as proper English as you can, right? I'm not saying you have to be crazy and have all these things, but we should be able to like capitalize the first word of a sentence, capitalize I, those things, okay? Use periods, all those things that are kind of important. So make sure you're doing that in your writing because it is an English class and I want you to be good writers that like if people read what you write, you sound intelligent and like you know what you're talking about and not like you're texting your friend. Okay. Other thing is learning how to paste correctly. Okay. So it's fine if you copy and paste as long as you're citing, right? You're giving credit to it. But make sure that when you're pasting, you're not pasting with the format, right? So either you're going to merge your formatting or when you press paste, say paste without formatting. So that way it matches your font, your style. So suddenly you're not copying the title of something and now it's huge on your paper, or you have this writing and then you insert a quote and then the quote's font is this big and it's blue and things like that. Okay, so that it's always matching up. So it's always great, like copy and paste, I don't care at all. As long as like you're citing, right? You're not cheating. But make sure you're more merging your formatting so that it just looks nice. Okay. All right. So I'm excited for this week because this week is going to set up what we're doing over the next few weeks. We'll take a little break the last week of the quarter because you're going to focus on your book projects, which I still haven't 100% decided if I want you guys to actually watch each other. So I'm still making that decision. But what you're going to do is you're going to pick a famous speech for this week. Okay. So, and I don't care, kind of, I mean, if you want to pick President Lincoln's, you know, union address from forever ago, that's fine. If you want to do a famous speech from last year, right? So history is completely open to you, whatever you want to do, but it should be a little substantial in length. I'm not talking about crazy, but I would say at least 10 minutes of like a spoken speech because you're going to use this to do the next bunch of assignments that we're using are all going to be using this speech. So you need enough kind of text to work with that you can understand it. Okay, so the first assignment this week is you're going to go listen to some speeches, pick a cool speech. Okay, and I'm leaving it totally open to you. If you're kind of like, I have no clue, how do I even do that? Then email me and I can give you some good ones. But so the first thing is you're going to pass off your topic with me, right? So you're going to say what your topic is so that I can like say, yes, that'll work. Okay. So the only thing that I'm a little worried about is it's still everything's going to be due on Friday. But if you do your speech, right? If you wait and do everything at the last minute, so you submit what your topic is at 11, like you submit all your assignments, then I'm afraid you're going to have to redo assignments because if I'm like, no, that speech doesn't work, and you've already done your annotations on it, then you're going to have to pick a new speech and then do new annotations. So I don't want you to do that. So if possible, I would turn that one in early. Sorry. I would turn that one in early so that you can make sure you're not doing extra work. Okay? Most, like, as long as it's like a legit speech and has good length and is it inappropriate or something like that, I imagine I'll pass all of them. But just in case for some reason you have like a 1 minute something, then that doesn't work. Okay. So that's going to be your first assignment is you're going to pick a speech. Okay. And then your second assignment is you're going to annotate that speech. Okay. So there's two ways that you can do it. So you can find the speech, okay, copy the text. You need to be able to have the text of the speech. So you need not only I always think it's awesome to listen to a speech because you get some of that stuff. You get passion, you get tone, that emphasis that maybe you can miss a little bit in writing. But if you can't find an actual spoken version of the speech, that's okay. But you at least need written text. Okay, so you're going to copy. You can do this one of two ways. Okay, so you can just copy the text, put it in Google Docs, and then annotate it on Google Docs, right? So you can highlight and you can add text boxes or comments or whatever that you want and annotate that way. And then you can share that with me, and that'll be how you're submit it through, don't share it with me, submit it through Canvas. Or if you're like me, I still like old school, I like to annotate. You can print it off and then annotate it and then just send me pictures of it. Will totally work. Okay, and you can always print here at the school. Okay, the library has printers, so you can print your article off here if you don't have a printer at home. So you can totally do it online if you want, or you can just print it. Okay, so that's what you're going to work on. And when you annotate, I really want you to get to know the speech because that's just going to help you in the future. So we're going to be using this speech, right? And eventually it's going to add up to your first major writing assignment where you're going to do a rhetorical analysis of this speech. Okay, but we're going to do lots of little steps until we get there, so don't stress. This is going into second quarter, right? Obviously we're not going to finish that by first quarter with 2 weeks left. But the more that you get to know your text and understand it, the easier it's going to be to write your paper at the end. Because you'll already know those things. You'll know when there's important things. You'll know when you want to, what quotes you want to use in your paper, those type of things. So, obviously you're doing it for a grade, but I would recommend that you kind of really annotate knowing, hey, I'm going to use this speech over the next few weeks for all these assignments that I'm going to do. And then hopefully, that gives you a little more motivation that there's a purpose. You're not just annotating for the grade, but you're trying to actually look at what's going on. So think about, rhetoric and rhetorical choices. What are they doing? What's, the context going around? We're going to do all those things and break it down, but the first step is kind of just annotating. And that's the first thing you do to kind of break down a text. Okay. So that's how this week is going to run. We're getting close to the end of quarter. Please, please, please use late vouchers if you need them. You have to every quarter, so might as well use them. You only get the extra credit for if you have no missing assignments. So if you have missing assignments, you're not going to be able to use them for extra credit anyways. And the extra credit you get is not worth as many points. You only get 5 points of extra credit for each one. So it's not a huge amount. So you want to use them, right? So remember, it doesn't give you extra time. It just gets rid of the late penalty. Okay, so if you've turned in some assignments late, which I know a lot of you have, email me, let me know what assignment you want to use your late voucher on, and then hopefully that can help your grades. Okay, I haven't been really checking with blended learning and grades because I was on quarantine for 2.5 weeks, which is crazy. But I am going to be serious about that this week. So if you're below an 80% and you do not come this week, you're going to be marked absent. Okay, so make sure that you're coming in, and then we can talk about how we can get your grade up and you can work in class. Okay. Um, so let me know if you have any other questions. Hopefully you have a good week, and I'll be around so you can come talk to me.